The correct way of learning. What is more important for a person who philosophizes? To throw away self-conceit, for it is impossible for a man to begin to learn that which he thinks that he knows, as to things that ought to be done or ought not to be done, in good and bad, in beautiful and ugly. All of us, talking of them at random, go to the philosophers, and on these matters we praise, we censure, we accuse, we blame, we judge, and determine about principles honorable and dishonorable. But why do we go to the philosophers? Because we wish to learn what we do not think that we know. And what is this? Theorems. For we wish to learn what philosophers say as being something elegant or acute, and some wish to learn that they may get profit from what they learn. It is ridiculous to think that a person wishes to learn one thing and will learn another, or further, that a man will make proficiency in that which he does not learn. But the many are deceived by this, which also deceived the rhetorician Theopompus, when he blames even Plato for wishing everything to be defined. But what does Plato say? He says, "Did none of us before you use the words good or just, or do we utter the sounds in an unmeaning and empty way without understanding what they severally signify? Now, who tells you, Theopompus, that we had no natural notions of each of these things and preconceptions? But it is not possible to adapt preconceptions to their correspondent object if we have not analyzed them, and inquire what object must be subjected to its preconception. You may also make the same charge against physicians, for who among us did not use the words healthy and unhealthy before Hippocrates lived? Or did we utter these words as empty sounds? For we also have a certain preconception of health, but we are not able to adapt it. For this reason, one says, abstain from food, another says, give food, another says, bleed, and another says, use cupping. What is the reason? Is it any other than that a man cannot properly adapt the preconceptions of health to particulars? In this chapter of the Enchiridion, Epictetus says that someone cannot learn something if they think they already know what they want to learn. For example, you want to learn to dance flamenco. You have always loved flamenco since you were a kid, so you have notions of what dancing flamenco is. But once you enter a flamenco academy, you realize the process of learning to dance flamenco is not what you thought it would be. You had a preconception which made you think dancing flamenco was something different. This is also what Plato says in the text cited by Epictetus. Plato tells Theopompus to not get mad for thinking that he already knew what the definition of good and just meant, that we should not say words unmeaningly without understanding their significance, and to adapt our preconceptions before spreading information, because it may cause more harm than anything. In conclusion, we can say that learning to not learn is the best way to learn everything we want to learn. That maybe the best way to learn one thing, let's say you want to learn a specific skill like programming, like dancing or things like that, you know, the best way to think that you don't know about it, so that way you will learn the best way. Yes, because once you think that you don't know anything about what you want to learn, you will be more prone to learn that. Psychologically, it's like you are prepared to learn, but on the contrary, if you think you already know what you're going to learn, then it will have the opposite effect, that is not wanting to learn. Okay, I hope you have understood what I'm trying to say. Please like this video, subscribe for more content, and yes, I'll be uploading more videos, so please subscribe. Anyways.